still see you in the corner to t-shirt. Same one you wore when we were sky high in Colorado. This breast against the bottle. Telling you about my baby, I never leave you. 'Cause I remember that I need you. When I taste tequila. When I taste tequila.
Peace, and blessings. I want to definitely welcome you all back for another great interview. You already know my name, celebrity interviewer. I said it. This is the show, and you know I had a greatest opportunity to be able to bring you all some of the people that you should know, some of the greatest people in entertainment and people that's really making a difference in building the community. Tonight, this is actually a very well-known, famous country music artist who just recently signed to the famous record label Pearl Street Records, and he goes by the name of Robert Cellucci. And man, it's really, I hope I didn't mess up his name, but we're gonna find out. Man, it's really happy to have you here today, brother. You know what I'm saying? Salute to you and everything you've been doing, brother. You know what I'm saying? Happy to have you here. Welcome.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Last name, yeah, you kind of butchered it, but hey, it's all good.
That's all right. So I don't do that anymore. How do you pronounce it?
Cellucci.
Cellucci. Right. And I know it came out wrong.
Yeah. It's all good. No hard feelings. Usually tell people it's like sell Gucci. Just put them together. Cellucci.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely a pleasure to be here, man. Thanks for having me on the show. I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Definitely from the beginning, I want to thank Ron, the director. You know, never better known as Ron Pacello. You know what I mean? He hooked it up, you know what I'm saying? So for us to be able to cross paths tonight, you know, appreciate Matt, you know what I'm saying, making a difference daily, all day. So with that being said, how's your day going, bro?
It's going good. I had taken my daughter to cheer practice this evening, so she had fun at cheerleading and dropped them off at their mom's house. And I'm here spending an hour or so with you and just getting you to get acquainted with me and getting acquainted with everybody that's here watching.
Okay, absolutely, and to acknowledge everybody that's here and watching, whether you're watching from YouTube, my Facebook, or even if you're watching from Urban Grind TV View, we really appreciate your time. You know what I mean? If you catch this later, then whatever time you see it, please just share this video. You know what I mean? It's going to be another great interview.
Yes, sure.
Hey, so man, you know, I like to always start from the beginning because on this platform, you know, we try to just celebrate people's legacy and everything that they've been doing, their achievements and everything. I know you well accomplished and you've been doing a lot of great things and you're a family man, which is always great to hear. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, big ups. Now, with that being said, where originally are you from and where are you residing right now?
Originally from Florida. I was born in Dunedin, Florida. And I'm currently in North Carolina, residing right outside of Raleigh, Lewisburg area. I simply, my mom, you know, mom's in Florida. She's a Floridian. You know, she's always been a Floridian. She's always been determined just to stay there, and all of her family's pretty much been there. But she got with my dad and, you know, kind of moved to North Carolina and ventured off into the country life of things. I grew up with horses and cows and chickens, and we even had llamas at one point, which is really cool. But I spent pretty much half my life in Florida, half my life here in North Carolina.
Okay, nice. I'm very familiar with North Carolina. I have a lot of family that's from there. Like I think I had told you over the phone when I first talked to you.
Yeah.
So I love it down south.
Yeah, I mean North Carolina, I love the state. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Florida too. When it start getting cold, you know. But North Carolina gets all four seasons. I mean, you pretty much have everything from the beaches to the mountains. I mean, you name it. I mean, there's a lot of great people. Just you find everything that you really want or looking for pretty much in North Carolina, different parts of it. So that's why I like it so much here.
Okay. What do you think have had the biggest influence in your life? The culture of North Carolina versus, Florida.
I say North Carolina. North Carolina is where I've gotten in the most trouble. I've gotten in most trouble in North Carolina. I've met the most, I would say, the most people whereabouts of knowing who I am in North Carolina. Florida's just Florida's much bigger. It's way more spread out. And here in this area, North Carolina, being in Raleigh, it's kind of like central to everything. So it's kind of a bigger deal. I went to high school here and middle school here in North Carolina, so I know more people. I guess I could say I'm more established being here than I am in Florida. Even though I got some good connections and still have family in Florida, it's just that I just feel like I'm more renowned or established to be here in this area.
Yeah, nah, I
I
feel
mean,
you, man.
music on the radio and stuff here, so they don't. Florida, I think it's aired in Florida a weekend. I've had my songs played about a weekend in Florida. Here in North Carolina, I mean, they're playing every other day. So it's more traction, I guess. I would say here.
Okay, cool, cool. That's what's up. You know what I mean? I know it always feels like home, you know what I mean, for myself, with my friends, the people that I grew up around, you know what I'm saying? It just makes you feel more at home. So I understand.
Yeah. Well, to see my past of where I was, many years ago, coming out of high school and just call. I guess it makes it better too.
Yeah, absolutely. So were you ever like in band or anything like that in school?
I did chorus. Funny story. I started chorus in sixth grade. I didn't really want to start chorus. We moved to Fuquay Arena, which is about 20, 30 minutes from Raleigh. And I started a new school. It was a middle school now. And I was like coming in halfway through the year. So I had to literally, they threw me into classes, whatever was available, they put me in. And chorus just so happened to be the only elective that I could fill that block with. So I ended in there. Never really sang, prior to getting into the class. Teacher wanted me to sing something, and I guess I started singing like Shania Twain. That's all I used to listen to with my mom anyway. So he put me in the group with all girls. So singing. Grade, I dropped down. I was singing altos with the girls still, and then eighth grade they finally made me into the guys section. I was singing tenor, and then I just naturally just stayed in chorus. I just had something in me. There was a passion in me that just wanted to stay with it. I was heavily in baseball. Baseball was my main sport, and I'm kind of mad that I stopped playing my senior year because I had no choice. I was doing musicals, stuff like that. So there was a conflict going on with the games and rehearsals, shows, and games and rehearsals. So it's like that year, the choice. So I chose music over baseball. But I love the sport. I also love music. So, but that's how it started with me of getting involved with just singing in general. Was just getting that elective class, and then from there just sticking with it all through the years.
Okay. Now, with that being said, seeing how you were plagued with the having to make a decision early in your life of what you wanted to do, baseball or music, do you want to have aspirations of maybe doing something that incorporates music with baseball maybe one day?
I was foreseeing like I've had some college offers, which they probably would have happened for 2020, but COVID kind of just shut everything down. But in the national anthem for Major League Baseball team or the World Series or something like that would be really cool.
Okay, definitely. Yeah, I can see that being
But I
cool.
mean, as far as like being on the field and actually playing, I mean, I would love it. I would love to get what's really working for me and where's my focus and drive, and that's just focus on music. I don't want to take or deteriorate from my focus and doing what I do, to pursue a big. I feel like I've lived that dream, and I had a lot of fun doing it. So it's music now, and it's I love it. It's something that I look forward to each and every day. I mean, it's all I do, for a living is music. Anything involving music, and it's just I love to do it. Not
Okay, okay, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying?
not money, but just,
Yeah, we just breaking up. It's a little delay. It's probably like a 2
oh,
3 second delay, maybe.
my signal's pretty good here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but now, okay. So who turned you on to the guitar then?
A good buddy of mine in high school. When I first my freshman year played, and we go I hang out at his house, and he's got the guitar, and I was just so infatuated and curious to learn it. And it's some people, they pick it up and they get so frustrated they put it down and never pick it up again. But for me, it's like when I picked it up, I thought it sounded amazing. I thought just me plucking a string was something great, and be able to do it within a rhythm pattern was even better. But hell, Josh's mom was like, "Shut the door, y'all be quiet in there." It's I sounded like crap, which I mean I really did sound like crap, but to me I was learning, and every time I would go to his house I'd pick it up. We'd sit on the porch all night long, just playing, and I just mimic what he was doing, and he kind of just coached me into learning the chords and understanding the rhythm of things. And then I finally just got my own guitar and was just doing it at home when I wasn't at his house. So he was a big influence of helping me pick it up, and being there, especially when you get frustrated and you just want to not do it, but you just keep trying over and over and over again. Plus, he was my chorus buddy, so we sing a lot together too. So it helped.
Okay, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? I used to dabble with the guitar too, but unfortunately I didn't stick to it. You know what I'm saying? I had a toy guitar when I was growing up, probably one of my favorite toys. But I didn't. Unfortunately, I didn't stick with it though. You know what I'm saying? I got deterred and
Nothing like Guitar Hero.
huh?
Nothing like Guitar Hero. That's a totally different thing, man. Totally different thing. Some people are
Yeah.
so good at Guitar Hero, but you give them a real guitar and it's like they can't play nothing.
So does that translate the other way? So does that mean you're good at Guitar Hero since you can play the guitar?
No, Guitar Hero. I mean, I could probably stay with the easy on easy mode. Probably I could do that
Yeah.
with a few mistakes here and there, but you don't go any higher than that because I'm losing it. I'm losing the eye coordination of watching everything where my fingers are going. Yeah, it doesn't work like that.
Right. Okay.
So,
Okay.
but it was a
Okay.
fun game. It was a fun game.
Okay. Is that something your daughter has already picked up? Does she like the guitar
No,
also?
no, she hasn't picked it up. So she used to come up to it and just like just strum it a little bit. She used to do that and like hum like a song that she thinks she's singing, but she's more focused on just vocals now, which I kind of coached her into wanting to sing because I'd be like I would always encourage her to come sing with me, and she's 6 years old now, so it's the cutest thing ever. We'll take videos together and we'll be like, you guys want to do a video with me? She's like, yeah, 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 and then so she'll sing along and. She's not. She's got the confidence in her. She's 6 years old. Whether anybody thinks that she sounds good or she thinks she sounds good, she just lets it out regardless. Which I love that because it just shows that she's got that. She's a risk taker on the limb. Regardless of what people think. And I'm kind of like the same thing too. I was nervous. When I first started doing music and being in front of people, I would get that nervous feeling. And I'd stumble on words and my pitch would be off and, just because I was nervous. But I think it's more or less the people in the audience that really encouraged me to just, not have that nervous energy by either applauding or, just speaking out loud and saying how great of a job I'm doing or encourage me to do better. That sense of feeling of being connected with them in a different way versus being scared of them, because mainly what happens if you're nervous, you're scared. You don't know what they're thinking or what the outcome's going to be if you start doing something and then you don't feel comfortable doing it. So I think the thing was I felt comfortable, being around people and being in front of them to be in that spot. and to have them give me the reactions they do to what I do just helps me keep it going. Because that's kind of how it was when my very first big show that I ever did was opening for Craig Campbell in Florida. There was more than 6,000 people in the audience, and coming up on stage, I mean, I was so nervous, really nervous. They gave the announcement, and I'm walking up, and literally almost trip on one of the steps coming up, and I get up there, and you can tell that I'm nervous because I'm shaking a little bit and trying to get the capo on the guitar, and everything was already in tune. But in my mind, it's like I'm still nervous, so I'm like checking the tune, and I didn't even need to do that. I messed up the whole first verse of the song that I've sang 100 times, more than that. And I'm sure everybody in the audience knew that those weren't the words, but I just threw them in there somehow or another. And but they started encouraging me. They would applaud, or they would just make as a crowd of 6,000 people. I mean, the slightest noise that everybody makes together, you're going to hear it like a rumble. And it instilled something into me to just let it out, regardless of what you feel like it's going to sound like or how it's going to come across to them. Just let it out. So I did. It turned into a great show, really great show. And ever since then, it's just, if I can get in front of 6,000 people, I can get in front of 20,000, 18,000. It's really not about the number. It's just about, what you're doing that is making them, how people are feeling, the movement that you give when you're on stage. So it could be 5,000 people in the audience, but really I just helped 2 or maybe 3, really connected with them in a way that makes them feel, maybe make a decision what they were going to make, or make them feel better because maybe they just lost somebody, or whatever the issue may be. Music it's a big impact for all aspects of life in general, to make you feel a certain way. So to be able to do that, I'm grateful.
Absolutely, man. You know what I mean? It's definitely a blessing to be able to do something that you love, and to be great at it and to be appreciated. You know what I'm saying? That's the trifecta right there. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
a huge, man. And then you're grateful too. So that's a good thing, man. That's the song. And that's why more great things and opportunities going to continue to come to you, man. So with that being said, how did you meet Pearl Street Records, and how did that come about?
Well, they were one of the labels that I actually reached out to. My mom told me, in life, which thank you for that. In life, you're never really going to get anything unless you ask for it, or you go out and work for it, and you make known that you want it. Nobody's really just going to walk up and hand it to you. Like her example was, like, you need money. Like, you think somebody, go to the store, see if somebody walk up and give you some. It's not going to happen. If I went to the store and started asking people for money, I might eventually get some money, but that's, for me, that was mentality. So Pearl Street Records was one of the record companies that I just reached out to. A simple email. That was one of, I don't know, maybe 50 to 60 labels that I reached out to in a weekend span when I had the time to do it. And they never contacted me back. But they did read my message, because they ended up signing my bass player at the time, and he went and actually was a bass player for another band that's on the label currently, and so they kind of went around me, and they were watching me, but they were also watching my band members about him leaving the band. I mean, he's in his age now where I thought it was actually a really great thing. A great opportunity for him, and I kind of questioned whether he should do it or not when they approached him, and I told him, yeah, you should definitely do it. But when you do it, talk me up when you when you get in there, and where you guys go play, give me the information of who the connection is there, so I can kind of piggyback behind you guys and try to get some shows booked if possible. So I mean that worked somewhat, but I mean he was having fun. Thing and ended up not being with them, but the label still wanted to keep him on the label. So they said, well, who would you like to play for? And he said, well, I would like to play for Robert Cellucci. So they contacted me at that point, and kind of brought me onto the label. I think they wanted to initially, from the talks that we've had since then. It's just that they wanted to see how I deal with rejection, for one, and what it does to my mentality as far as like, what does my work ethic look like? Yeah, he just sent us some stuff and he really wants this job, but can he own up to
Right.
being in that spot? To see my developer of who I was, as far as being an artist, with them. And Franco, obviously talking me up, helped out too. But some people are like that. You can get initial no, but they do that to see where your mind's at as far as rejection. Like, if somebody rejects you, like, does that break you down? Like, and I've been told that I'm a horrible singer. I'm never gonna do anything in life with music. But that doesn't break me down. What that means is I didn't do something of their liking, something that they would like. So my whole thing was, instead of changing who I am to be who they like, just incorporate what I'm doing. So that way it kind of fits with it. Instead of breaking down and just giving up. My whole thing was never to give up. You keep asking, you keep asking, you keep asking. If you get a no, it's the worst you can get. You keep asking to somebody's going to give you a yes eventually. Somebody will. And if you work hard enough for it, you work long enough for it, and have patience, it's bound to happen. Anything is possible. It really is.
Right. Yeah, I totally
So
agree, man. You know what I'm saying? And I know what you mean about the to sometimes just sit back and watch on how people react, because money carries a certain
yeah,
energy, certain
right.
opportunities. So, you know what I mean? Sometimes when you take that back from somebody, or you say that you're gonna do something and you can wait, not to say you're not gonna do it, but just wait for a second. Sometimes a person switch up and then they'll show that they got an attitude, or they might get, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
like, okay, well,
What
F
we,
it,
what
then,
sometimes
you know,
we say,
they get so quick to jump to just assume what the other person's thinking or not doing, or whatever the
yeah,
person's thinking, and just, instead of just keep on the path to doing what they were doing in the first place. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. And my dad passed in 2000. He was a big influence too, and a factor to never give up. To stick with it. My dad, this is around the same time that I, just picked up the guitar. The time where I'd be at Josh's house and his mom's telling me to shut the door and stop playing the guitar because it sounds like crap. Other hands, I'm at my dad's house the next weekend, and he's like, "Son, you're gonna make a lot of money with that guitar one day." It's like he knew something in me that I didn't know then. And where we'd go, anywhere in town, we met somebody or a family member or employee of his or anything, and he'd make me go get a guitar and play something. And I was always alternative music. When I first started, it was like alternative. It was like Cartel, Jack's Mannequin, OAR, and Chris Daughtry. That was the stuff that I was playing. My mom's what forced me into country. She's like, "Son, I'm so sick and tired of hearing you out here screeching and screaming and being all loud and everything. You got horses right over there. Why don't you sing about them?" I didn't really, I was so sick and tired of hearing Shania Twain all the time. I cut country out. My mom had every single album, multiple albums of the same CD disc everywhere, multiple places in the house, so you could the whole surround sound system and echo and all this other stuff like we do now. Back then, she had CD players and everything, tape players and everything. So my mom was the real big pusher to country, and once I started doing it, and it felt a little different for me doing it. At that time, Kane Brown wasn't really big in the scene. Darius Rucker was still with Hootie and the Blowfish. There really wasn't many of color, I should say, doing country. It was more of a genre of where you wouldn't see many of that. Nowadays, it's
Yeah, it's becoming a
really,
little more common.
it's different for a lot of different people. But Darius Rucker was a big push influence for being colored of country music and being successful doing it. He stood out. He stood out a lot doing it. And then Kane Brown, being the younger, I get Kane Brown a lot. And the thing is, I don't know why, but I always say it. It's like, well, guys, Kane Brown's like me. He's like me. I'm not like him because I'm older than he is. First off, I'm 33. I know he's not my age yet. So if anything, he's like me, and he looks like me. He was born before he was, But I mean, I commend him on all his success and everything that he's doing in the scene. He's got great music, which is the good thing, and he's connecting with the right people. Is what he's doing right in the scene. I mean, Kane Brown he's collaborating with so many different artists, and it's just another great way of getting yourself out there by merging with all these different artists, which I'm slowly but surely coming up. I mean, the social media thing for me is just social media wasn't my thing. Social media was just like, oh, I got a Facebook, I'll post to it, once or twice a month or something. I was more of the live person, which I'm always still going to be the live person. I love going and doing live shows and being that person in the form of being there instead of being as far as being connected with 100 million people and having all these followers. I'm not there yet, and I'm seeing that promotion, marketing, all that other stuff comes into effect of getting to those numbers, and that's my whole challenge now. It's just working that system, and I think once I get that down, I think I'll be okay. I mean, that's just for me. I feel like that's my whole downfall of what's going on in my career thus far. The label helps with pushing things, and the COVID thing is just it's put a lot of things on slight hold, but it's battling and fighting through it. I know that we're going to get through it. I've had so many opportunities already that I didn't think that I would have had. So I'm very blessed and appreciative of every opportunity that comes to me. So, but like I said, I love it. I have a passion for music, and if I can make it work, I can for my family, keep food on the table for them, and keep them safe and happy and healthy. Then this is the life that I choose, And
Yes,
it's caused relationships along the way because being in this situation, I guess some would say is and women and all this other stuff, and I know that I've had issues, in the past with men and things like that, but I think now in my life now being 33 and having two children and having more of a foundation to my life, it's like I'm really focused on just me and my music, and that is something that I can just hone in and work to provide that future for my kids, instead of worrying about all the relationships and which girl's going to be at this club tonight or which is going to be that venue. Or I feel like it's not, that time has already passed. I lived that life and I've done that. Now it's just time to focus and really, really hone in on doing this, doing it the right way. So
absolutely doing it the right way, and leaving a strong legacy behind. Everything you were saying, that's really powerful. We just actually got our first comment of the day in tonight, so I want to acknowledge
nice.
our first comment by Sapphire Steamy. She's out of Toronto, Canada. So salute to you, Sapphire. Peace to you, Queen. Appreciate
Hey,
you always tuning in. She says, peace and love, Kings. Appreciate you. Peace and love to you. And she's also the brand ambassador for Isaidit Management. So always glad to see her.
nice. Thank you so much.
So now, you speaking a little bit about the pandemic, man. I know that you were saying that before you had like a lot of shows and things booked and concerts and
Yeah.
maybe even some baseball openings to where you could sing. Man, you know what I mean? Can you talk about a little bit of stuff that you had scheduled if it wasn't for this whole COVID pandemic thing?
Yeah, let's see. I signed with the label May of last year, which was right in COVID season, which is kind of ironic for me. So I signed in May, and then there was um, everything was thought out and everything was planned for USO tour to be sponsored at most. We'll be back right before Christmas. And this was USO tour which going to play for the military overseas. And I have never been overseas. I don't even have a passport. I do need to get one eventually, but I've never been, so it's really big for me. When I was 18, 19 years old, I went to the Marines for recruitment, and a recruiter had come to my house, and he gave me the test and everything. And at that point, I was making a transition in my life. I didn't know what I was going to do, but then my son came, and so I kind of steered away from the military at that point. But he came to my house like clockwork, 6 months straight. 3 times he was there, just trying to get me to come in, I guess my scores on the ASVAB test or whatever the test was, it was pretty good. And on a private road, so we had cameras and stuff that would show the vehicle who's coming down the private road. And every time I would see the vehicle, I'd just hide. And one of my siblings were there, my brother or sister would just tell him, "Hey, tell him I'm not here," but my car is outside. So like, how do you explain that? Yeah, he didn't pressure it too hard. But I avoided that situation of getting involved, and I felt bad about it. My dad was in the military. I always wanted to show support to it. So this whole USO tour thing that was presented to us in the band, I was very excited for that. Very, very excited, because I thought it was something that happened or should have been involved with, back then. I should be there. And that fell through because of COVID, travel ban, and things like that. But it's not necessarily out of the question. It's never going to happen. The label has talked about, depending on the Biden administration and how they work in things, at least we may be able to do it this year. So I'll keep my fingers crossed, and hopefully that still comes about. But not only just the USO tour. Last year alone, I think I had 160 shows booked for the entire year, which was, that's every other day we're playing music. And to have COVID come by and shut it down to where all these venues were like saying, "Oh, well, we're closing the doors and we have to cancel everything and put everything on hold." I mean, that's like, okay, so that's my income. That's what I make money and everything. So it was like, for me, it was like, okay, what are we going to do? So I went online and I just simply typed in, what are musicians doing right now to make money? And everything that popped up was live streaming. And I submitted my information. I don't know how many different ones, and started getting calls throughout the week. And we had an interview on the spot, and they signed me up. And I didn't even know that he had signed me up, fully signed me up, until 2 weeks later. And he calls me and he said, "Hey, you haven't gone live yet." I was like, "Well, wait a minute, what?" He's like, "You haven't gone live yet. You have to go live, play music for people." So I was like, "Okay, what do I do?" So he gave me my login information and said, "Okay, go live." And I've never clicked on and done a live feed ever. And I clicked on and I did a live feed. I was on it for 30 minutes, and I guess the whole app, everybody on the app was in my stream, and things were going crazy. And it was a great thing, because I just made instantly hundreds of friends, and they were from all over the world. I mean, it's not just based here in America. Like there's people in Japan and Hong Kong, and Taiwan, and all these different places where I've now created relationships with people. So if I do end up going over there, hey, it's a simple, "Hey, you remember me? I'm actually going to be in your town. You might show me around," or So having those connections, I feel, is really, really a great thing. So I got involved with that, and I ran with it. I've been the ambassador with the streaming platform, and it wasn't always good. Being a streaming network, there's people have conflicts with you because you may be doing this or that, or I've always tried to be the mellow one and distill it. If there's a problem going on or something, to just either distill it but just walking away from it doesn't really solve anything. It just makes matters worse, and rumors will start spreading here and there. So my whole thing was just battling through that because of jealousy and things like that. It can be a little frustrating at times, but you got to understand that not everything in life is going to be perfect, and you have to know when to adjust accordingly to when things change, and go with the flow, and be the best that you can at all times, and just know that that you're always being watched. one way or another, you're always being watched. Somebody's watching you, and you're doing something that is impacting something.
Right. Yeah.
Something else I've learned in this. If you're making the right decision or doing that or not, just go with my. And if you don't like it, you're not going to like. You don't like it. But if I just go with my gut and just be who I am, then I really can't be mad at myself for anything or frustrate myself because maybe you have a frustration. It's just who I am and what I love to do. So streaming it's been great, and that made me money. So it was good.
That's right, man. And I'm glad that you found an outlet that could help you, to help just keep things more in rhythm of, on the ball of your lifestyle, what you used to keep
Yeah,
performing. Sometimes,
yeah.
that's the
And
stress.
that app's called Live It. Live It is the app. It's called Live It. LIVIT. Really good platform. I know there's a lot of them out there. You have Twitch and Live Me and some other ones, but the community of streamers that are on that platform, it's a really good group of people. They're all willing to help each other, and they're presentable, on stream, versus all the crazy stuff that could go on stream, which I've seen on different platforms. They got their stuff together.
Right. Okay.
So it's
Okay.
good.
Well, we have a couple more things before we get into, the influence that your dad played in your life, and before I can get you and talk you into playing like a little tune for us, I want to also again stop and thank everyone that's tuned in to us right now, live, so whether it's
Yeah,
from
thank
I
you.
Said It Man YouTube, whether you're looking from the Facebook or even from our friends at Urban Grind TV. Make sure you check out urbangrindtv.com all day. And check out the Chicago Bridge Magazine.com. You can actually see my bio there if there's any more that you'd like to know about me. So we're here live actually with Robert Cellucci, and he's a country music artist, and he recently just signed to Pearl Street Records. That order, man, you know what I mean? And he actually has a clothing line we're gonna take a look at real quick. Um, he's actually wearing it. And can you tell the people, how they can look like you?
But I wanted people to have a one-stop shop, where they could just find all the information out about me. If you want to contact me through their website, you can do that. Look at scheduling and stuff like that of upcoming shows. All that stuff is there, which I love. So yeah, robertswitchmusic.com. You can find all that stuff there. The designer for my logo I thought was really cool. Companies that when you get your company together or your brand together, and you're like, okay, what's our logo going to look like? What goes through my mind is, how am I going to create a logo? So I went through a woman. Her name is Flo, like progressive, Flo. She's in Florida. She's also an independent artist, but she also does a lot of web designing, logo designing for different companies and everything. So I went to her and I said, hey, I need something simple. She created this, and it looks great for me. Everybody that said it's very simple, it's very recognizable, and it's worked. So if anybody's looking for a logo, or you're trying to do a design for your brand, definitely go to all, you just type in Tampa Bay Flow, and she'll pop up, and she does remarkable work. And she always asks you questions about what you're doing for your brand, what's your type of business like. So with the C, if you can kind of see it, it kind of looks like a horseshoe, which you kind of incorporated that in because it's country. I don't know why the C is bigger than the R, but it's just how she designed it. I liked it. So, but yeah, I mean,
I think it fits you good. It definitely fits your brand. You know what I mean? And I did peep that with like the horseshoe ring. With the C.
Yeah.
The shape of it. That's neat.
Yeah. So she did a
Absolutely.
really great job. She didn't charge me that much. I mean, for me personally, I probably would have charged myself more, but that's another thing I love about people is that they see potential in me, so they're not like they're not out to like get so much from me, but they want to help me. That's what I love most about most people that I run into, is that they're willing to help. Most people are willing to help without anything, and I'm just talking the individual that. I mean, I love that you're trying to help me, but if you're helping me be successful, then let me help you be successful, and let's help each other be successful together, versus you just helping me. I hate just feel like getting help, but not being able to do anything in return for the person. It's just naturally just how I am. Like, my mom has raised me that way. So, but yeah, I mean, supporting in group than one. I mean, it's true. It is. You may know something that I don't know, but that's knowledge that now you can give me, and that we can now work together. It works. It works.
Right. I mean, that's really how you become more powerful as a unit. Now,
Yeah.
with all being said, like I say, I really love the logo and everything like that, and I encourage people to, go and visit your website, robertcellucci.com, so that they can purchase
You're
your
getting it. You're getting it.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying. Man. I'm trying. Let me know. Sapphire, she just she wanted to say that she agrees. Great logo.
Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, man. Now I know that your dad played a huge influence in your life. You know what I mean, to the point to where he's part of your motivation today. Can you speak a little bit about your dad and what happened with his the incident where he lost his life, perhaps? And I definitely send
It's
my condolences
2012.
to you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. 2012, July 4th, the evening of July 4th, he was shot and murdered. Um, the actual reasons as to why are still unknown, although I feel like I have a pretty strong answer to why it happened. I don't need to verbally state that, but he protected me and my kid's mother and my son at the time. We were supposed to actually go down and July 4th with him. He knew what was going on and steered us away and told us to come the next morning, which he knew by then that something he was either going to be there or something was going to happen to him, that he didn't want me and my kid's mother around. It was a phone call that we had July 4th, the morning of July 4th, and he was an hour and a half away from me in South Carolina. To him, so I talked on the phone with him. He told me he loved me. It was nothing abnormal, like the conversation. I would never known if something was wrong during it. And he said, "Okay, Dad, see you in the morning." He's like, "All right." That was the last time I spoke with him. Even tried to call him the next morning, but he didn't answer his phone. And where we were going to is what we refer to as for my family, is a family reunion house, which I'm the baby of 15. So my dad's children, I'm the baby. I'm the last seed that he had. I'm the 15th child. And so we have this house that we go to out in the country part of our town, and we call it the family reunion house, the big house. And that's where we were going to be, and that's where my dad was, and that's where everything happened at the scene. So that morning, he didn't answer the phone call, which is, it's not abnormal, because sometimes he'll be in an area where he doesn't have signal on his phone, and he doesn't answer. Lives on that road, and I was approaching her house, and I saw 2 Crown Vics in the driveway, and I didn't second. I just pulled right in to see what was going on. And before I even got out of the car, a detective came out to the car, which for me proceeded to look like a detective. He had a badge on, and I couldn't see a weapon. I was wearing a jacket at the time. And he walked up and he said, "Who are you?" And I said, "I'm Robert Cellucci. This is my Aunt Brenda's house. What's going on?" It's like, "So are you related to Aunt Brenda?" It's like, "Yeah, that's my aunt." And he's like, "Do you know Sam Rao?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's my dad." I was like, "Wow, what's up?" He's like, "Your dad's not here anymore." I was like, "Well, what are you talking about? I just talked to him last night." He's the house is down here in the cut. And I said, I couldn't really speak. It was news for me that it was so shocking. To just get that to be so unexpected, like totally unexpected to know about this. And he definitely took us inside and he questioned us and all this other stuff because they were running an investigation. That's what they were doing on Brenda's. They were now investigating. They had proceeded to found him 3 hours prior to me pulling up there on Brenda's. So, and that was the closest connection or closest home to that one that would be relevant to closest to family member. So that's why they stopped there. And I had my kid with me at the time, Jordan. I mean, he was very, very young. He had no idea what was going on. Meanwhile, me and my kid's mother were crying and not really able to hold it together. Me, I was still in disbelief. I couldn't believe it because it just spoke with him. But it was true. And, going down to the house where we were going to be at, it's just my dad saved my life. He knew that something was wrong. And he knew that he may have or may have not have made it through the night. He didn't want the kids, me and my kid or my kid's mother there. So I do thank him that, he kept us away from it, because if we would have been there, we probably would have been suspect to being involved with everything. And not being armed at the time, then how would I defend myself against weapons? It wouldn't have been good. So that happened. Family came together. What I hate most is that my dad was an entrepreneur and he owned a lot of property and real estate and everything. And when this happened, it's kind of we had a great family. He kept us all together. We had family reunions every year, and every year that I would go, it's like I'd meet somebody new in the family. It was something I looked forward to, and it stopped happening once he passed. It's just like the whole family just dispersed and nobody talked to anybody and nobody wanted to come to the house anymore. We kind of separated. It wasn't until 2 years ago I had a show on July 4th, July 4th has always been something for me, ever since that day happening, because July 4th was that significant day, and for me it was always Independence Day and celebrating our country and all that we've done. And now that day is not that day for me. That's me now mourning my father and hearing fireworks go off and knowing that that's the sound of what gunshots make, and having to relive that every July 4th. So it was not a day for me really anymore. So, but I had a show opportunity on July 4th. I think it was 2019, and something strange happened at the show. I mean, we were all setting up. I was to go on and open for this band, Chad Montana band in Florida. Right around the Citrus County area, close to the water and everything. They were calling for storms to come in, and there was pretty bad, rough storms in that area. But for some reason, there was hardly no rainfall whatsoever, at the event. But you could look, quarter mile that way, let's do a whole circle around the event, and it's downpouring. There's so much rain, and it's kind of like black almost. But for some reason, the event, we got through it with no problems whatsoever. It was really a great thing, because I felt like that was my dad saying, "Hey, like this day you don't need to mourn over anymore, and you need to go on. You need to move. You need to live your life. You need to see that I'm still here." And I felt like he kept the storms away so we can perform. And I guess he wanted to hear me sing, and it was a good feeling for me, and it kind of relieved me, in that moment to get that July 4th back. I watched the fireworks that night and actually enjoyed them, and it was a different feeling. It felt good. So ever since then, like I said, the family's been separated. So I had this woman last year contact me very strangely. I mean, it's all during COVID and everything too, from Canada. She said that she needed to contact me. She saw me something like 2 years ago, and she couldn't catch me in that moment to reach out to me and speak with me. But then so she just had again and reached out to me and was speaking really strange, and it's like when you get a phone call like that or somebody's talking to you like that, it's like, are you like stalking me? And this is kind of creepy type deal. The woman, I clearly had no recognition of who I was in general, but after speaking with me, she kind of knew. Started speaking to me, in a way that like my father would, and started making a lot of sense. Like I used to have dreams all the time, ever since that day, that's how I die in my dreams. Some people fall or, whatever, however people die in their dreams. There are different ways. I know I've had a few falling dreams like a long time ago, but just like I'm getting shot. I thought that's how I was going to die. I'm dreaming. I'm telling me that this woman said, well, maybe that's not you that's being shot. Maybe you are your dad in the moment and you're reliving it. And it really, really shocked me, and it made total sense. That same day, she said, well, has anybody in the family contacted you recently? And my Uncle Harold hit me up 2 weeks ago on a text message, and he's never had my phone number. He's never texted me, so we've never even talked on the phone. I've always seen him in person, so it was strange to see how he got my number, but he did his research to do it in the family. And he texted me out of the blue and said, hey, we need to talk. I haven't seen you in a while, and there's some things I need to talk with you about. Let's catch up. And 2 weeks went by since that text message, and it's not that I didn't want to, it's just that I had things going on, and I was kind of tied up in a moment that I kind of just threw it off on the side burner. I was going to get to it in a minute. She's like, well, you should call him. Like, you should call him in a minute and see if he's home. Just go down and talk to him and see what he has to say. So I went down. On the way down, I wanted to call my mom. As this all was going to happen, I wanted to call my mom to see if there was anything significant that happened on this day for her. Like, how can this day connect with her and Dad and all this stuff happening right now? So she told me, when I asked her that, when I called her, first off, she's like, you're not going to wish me happy birthday? I was like, oh, wait a minute, it's your birthday? I totally forgot. I was out of it. It's like, oh, well, happy birthday. And then she said, no, I don't recall anything that your dad said to me, back then. And then I got the phone. I was like, okay, well, I'm heading down to South Carolina. I'll let you know how things go. And she's like, okay, just be safe. Then she called me back 30 minutes later. She's like, you know what? Now I think about it, back then, me and your dad, he actually took me out to dinner on this night, on her birthday. And she had sat down and asked him, because my dad was a pastor. So she was really curious about what happens to people after they pray. And my dad told her, they go to like a purgatory area where, they can finish unsettled. They can finish unsettled things, and before they move over to the light. And she's like, well, if you pass away before me, and you're honest with what you're telling me right now, then I need you to show me a sign that you still love me and that you still think of me. And he said, okay. So I feel like that was my dad using me to contact my mom, let her know that, hey, this is legit. Like, he's passed on, he's in the afterlife, but he's now keeping his word and showing her the sign that, hey, your son, I just used your son to call you right now so you could think about me and think about the time that we, that for me, that's very like a very deep sentiment, very strong thing, because all of that fell into a place that I didn't even think that I was going to be getting in a car and even driving out of town. That day, it all just came very, very sudden, and it's a good feeling. It makes you feel not like that you have like a sixth sense of to be able to see things. Some people don't believe in afterlife things and ghosts and all this other stuff. But I do believe. I do believe there's angels. I do believe that, there are phenomenal things that happen in life that people just can't explain, but it's created by than we could ever imagine. I do believe that stuff. And I do believe that God uses certain people to and master. So what things like that, other than somebody who's preaching your word every day. And it was really, really crazy. So I went down there, and we went through old photos. Me and Uncle Harold went through old photos of my dad in the military, and him and my dad both were in the same platoon and everything. And they'd served together. My dad actually served a little bit longer than he did, and just going through stuff. And he started eyeing down similarities that me and my dad had. Like the family, when I was down there, just said that a lot of them kept resembling me as my father, and saying that there was a lot of resemblance between us two, the way we would talk, the way we would walk, like even down to like my favorite color, which I never knew his was blue. I mean, it's my dad. I never even asked him what his favorite color was, and I never knew. And his favorite color was blue, which is mine. we shared so many similarities, that everybody in the family kind of said the same thing. And at this time the family is separated. So when I was down there, and they kept telling me this, and I was like, well, if that's the case, and me and him are similar, then I can get the family to come back together. And I got most of the family back together. I went on Facebook and Instagram and posted and just talked about the situation of being down there and seeing a lot of his properties in such a bad shape, and just missing everybody. And I pulled a lot of us back together. We're back in a communication level of setting up a family reunion again and bringing the family back together. And I feel like that's a very strong thing too. I miss seeing the family every year. I don't know if they miss seeing me or what their feelings might be. I never really talked about it because we're all different places. My dad had 15 kids and we're spread out all over the place. And to bring us all together was his one of the things that he looked forward to every year, and that's why he hosted that event. That's why he paid for people to get there if they couldn't afford it to get there. He gave you the money, sent you the money, get you a plane ticket or whatever, place to stay. He wanted you there, and it was a good thing. He did a good thing, and he didn't want to leave his home. That was the whole thing. He could have went to all these different states and came and visited all of his kids, but he didn't want to leave home. That's his home, and none of the kids really wanted to stay there because it was a small town. There's not really jobs, not really much to do there. It's not like Atlanta, Georgia, and then you've got like a little town in Tallahassee where there's like a one stoplight. It's that comparison. And so they really didn't go down unless it was a reunion. So I was able to salvage most of the family. There's still some that still trying to reach out to and just connect with, but for the most part, pretty much I've gotten in touch with everybody and kind of rekindled a relationship that we should have never distilled from. So, but that's sort of my dad. I feel like he still lives with me spiritually. I feel like he's here every bit of the way, and I still believe that. I hate the fact that he's still gone, but it is what it is. We spent a lot of time prior to his passing, and I think that was a really good time for me to really connect with him and get that time with him, because him and my mom never stayed together. My mom, he wanted to marry my mom, but my mom wouldn't stay with him because of the amount of kids that he had and the women everywhere. She just wouldn't do it. She couldn't bring herself to do it. But she never kept me away from him. So I'd probably see him maybe 3 times a year until I was 18. I was out on my own, and I decided to take it upon my own initiative to spend time with him. So I'd spend 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months out the year, and I do that every year just to try to get back lost time that I had to get to know him as a person. I stole from him. I did some crazy, stupid things back then when I was younger. He didn't outlast me to not be his child. He still claimed me to be his, and and just he just asked me why, and he changed my outlook on life. I was always the easy guy. I want to do it the easy way. I want to get things the easy way. I don't want to put in the work to get it. I want to do it the wealthy and just sit back and let my money make my money. And if I can't have the money, I'm just going to go get it. And that mentality didn't work for me very well. I suffered consequences from it. He helped me look at things in a different way, to understand that life's not always about money. It's about the things you do. It's about the efforts that you put into the people that you're around and how you interact with them and make them feel it's not always about money. That's why he had so much of it, but he helped so many with it. That's for my thing. That that's what I would hope and pray that my music does for me. Does bring me financial freedom and success, but that financial freedom and success to help others that struggle so much and that really, really need it. I feel like that's what I need to do with the financial situations or money that would be coming to me, is to give back. I think it's a really big thing. My dad, they called him Uncle Sam in his town. Uncle Sam, recruited you for the military and gave you jobs and all that stuff. So he was a good man for that as far as community. So I just want to repeat what he did, live a legacy in the life that he did, and I think by continuing to focus on music, being here for my kids is just the first step of achieving that.
Absolutely, well, definitely. You know what I mean. I know that you would definitely make your dad very proud. You know what I mean, because you show great perseverance and tough skin. Because you know, when you learn a lot from you know, I still privileged and grateful to have my dad in my life still. You know what I mean. I learn a
Yeah.
lot from my dad still to this day. So you know what I mean. I can't imagine what that's like. But so, you know, to lose him suddenly and to had that strong bond like you did, but you know, you still continue, you know what I mean, you still doing your music, you became more disciplined, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean, you have a lot to be proud of with yourself, and you know, you have a beautiful family too. So, you know, that's a good thing, man. You know what I mean? Respect to everything that you're doing. You know, and again, I'm sorry to hear that, you know, everything that, you know, you have to go through. And I also want to commend you too, because it's really tough, man, to bring together, man. So for you to take the liberty and to
It is. It is.
to pull the family back together, you know what I mean? Man, that's not easy. That's miraculous work right there. Great job.
Yeah. Yeah. It was for me. I was with you too. Um, and I think most of the family believe in me to do that, which is good. I mean, I miss some of them. I haven't seen some of them since that day. You know, and you're talking what 2012, 9 years
Right.
now. So it's like almost a decade because I haven't seen some of my siblings, and it's a crazy thing. I mean, that's just on my dad's side. I'm the baby of 15 on my dad's, but the oldest of 4 on my mom's. So you know, altogether, we got 19 kids,
Wow.
18 kids, including myself. It's a lot.
Yeah, that is. Um, now, I don't want to ask for too much from you, but you know, could you play a little thing for us? Can you give us a little taste of, you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
You so great when it comes to that guitar.
Oh, I'm not the greatest. Like Ali would say that. You know, I'm not the greatest, but he is. You know.
Hey,
But
before you do this, are you gonna give us a little bit of one of your new tracks, either Soldiers of the USA, or maybe what's the name of that?
I can do magnetic.
Getting over you,
Um,
or getting over you,
this,
or getting over you.
I can do that one. Getting over you. Soldiers is Soldier of the USA. Like I said, we wrote that song for the military. It was mainly supposed to be me on the song. On the way to
Right.
Nashville to record it, my bass player, which Franco got picked up signed with that label, so I had to replace him. So I replaced him with a her, which I wasn't expecting. She's been in bands her entire life. Her whole family's musicians. She's never been to Nashville. That's crazy. Your whole family's musicians, but you've never been to Nashville. It's like a big music city, you know, 6-7 hours away from here. Come on, let's go. So I brought her with me on the way up there. You know, just dawned on me. I was like, I built the confidence in her to let her know that she does have it. Um, and I'm like, there's women in the military. In this day of age in the world, women are really doing a lot compared to men. Like they're taking the men's job. Like a lot of women are doing. Most of the women, I wouldn't say most. I don't want to say that because people might get mad at me. But in a lot of homes today, women are the big breadwinners. They're the ones bringing in the money for the home. And I don't know what happened and why that is. I commend you guys. I'm not mad at you, you know, for doing what you do. Um, that's amazing. You know, when it comes to the military and stuff like that, you see women out there on the field just as men. So it's like I felt like that needs to be in the song. You know, if we're going to talk about the military and talk about how proud we are of them and what they do for our country, then we need to implement the women and the man in the song. So I said, Stephanie, I need you to sing a verse in this thing in a chorus. Can you do that for me? She's like, no. I was like, I need you to. Can you just try it? And she's like, I don't even know how it goes. I had to like coach her and had to sing like a girl. And I do sometimes in some of my streams, when I'm just playing and having fun, so I was singing like a girl, and I said, well, you're gonna hit these notes better than I can. Doesn't have to be Carrie Underwood or Mariah Carey's style. Just you sing it natural from your voice. I want a woman that's in the military that doesn't sing whatsoever, and sounds horrible, to be able to sing along with the song. The best singer in the world. I want them to participate and really hone in on what the meaning of the song is, and everything, to just sing along with it. So she put a simple verse and a chorus to it, and sang harmonies with me. I feel like it turned out great. You got it there?
It really did. It really did.
You want to play it? You got it there?
Let me see. Do I no, I just have this is just the poster.
It's just a poster?
Yeah.
I could probably play it from my computer. Stephanie's not here, but great thing about this, the song's only been out for I think 3 days now. I've already gotten an email from the radio station here in the area, 94.7 QDR. They're going to be airing this thing on the radio, which is it's wonderful to get news like that so soon of the song releasing.
Absolutely.
Let me see if I can pull it up here.
Anytime you can make it to major radio or anything like that, you're on your way.
Yeah, I mean, I've been on the radio here in North Carolina for a couple of years now, and the first time I heard myself on the radio, it's like I couldn't believe it. It's like everybody's, oh my God, I want to hear my songs on the radio, and I mean, I couldn't have done it with all the support and everything that I've had from people that I've met along the way and relationships that I've made. That's the only way it would have been possible.
Oh yeah. And her name is Stephanie Johnston, correct?
Stephanie Johnston, yeah, that's her.
Okay. And again, this is the poster to the scene he's setting up right here.
Yeah, here it's probably gonna play ad. You always play ads here on YouTube. So the first uploaded to Amazon Music. No, it was Amazon Music? Apple Music, sorry. And then it's on everything now. It should be on every single platform. I tried to do the release date for February 20th. There's an issue with something within distributing it, so they paused it. I didn't really catch the pause in time, so fixing the error, they didn't come out until the 21st on those two platforms, on YouTube and Apple Music, and then now it's on everything, which I love. And I can ask Alexa, to play Robert Cellucci music, and she'll start playing my music, or Siri or anything. I thought that's really awesome that it does that, to be able to have that feature.
It's back again. We're playing.
Okay, so it's still here. Let me skip this ad here. It should work. Here we go. Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Can you hear it?
Born in the city, born in the country, somewhere.
Let me pause it. Can you hear it?
Yeah, I say it's very loud, very loud. Turn it down just a little bit.
Yeah, let me turn it down. I thought it would be, since it's incorporated in the same music player, like headphones and everything that's using. Here, let me turn it down. My fault. All right, let me start over.
All right.
While you do that, I'm gonna go get a drink real quick. Is that better?
Yeah.
All right.
Born in the city, born in the country, somewhere in these states.
Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Had a fleeting desire to be someone special and do some good one day. When a time came, she left her family to a world she didn't know. In her heart, she took with her the strength and love of a friend back home. She's a wild mother sister who came to answer the call. Prepared for any moment, always ready to stand tall. Knows what has to be done, and aware of the price to pay. She's a 24/7 gift from heaven, rock soldier, USA.
He's born in the state, born in the country, from somewhere in the state. Had a blatant desire to be someone special and do some good one day. Time came, he left his family to a world he didn't know. And in his heart goes with him, strength and love from his friend back home. He's a husband, father, and brother who came as you come. And where the price to pay. He's the 24/7 gets from heaven proud soldier of the USA. In their hearts, in their blood, they are special in every way. They are 24/7 gets from heaven proud soldiers of the USA. You know, we're all soldiers, guys. We are all considered family who came to answer the call, prepared for any moment, always ready to stand tall. We know what has to be done and aware the price to pay. We are 24/7 gifts from heaven, proud soldiers of the USA. We are all one big family, came to the call, prepared for any moment, always ready to stand tall. We know what has to be done and where the price to pay. We are 24/7 gifts from heaven, proud soldiers of the USA. Of the USA.
Love it, love it. That was recorded in Nashville, Shadow Lane Studios. A good group of guys that I record with every time, and I just love the sound that they put behind me. You know, when I come into the studio and they come in, I get Chris Lusinger, which is Garth Brooks, lead guitar player. Every song you've heard by Garth Brooks, Chris Lusinger is the one playing the guitar. John Marcus plays with Tim McGraw and Andy Peake. He's played around Nashville for so many different celebrities. He's a drummer. And then Philip Wolf and Mark Ledger, you know, they were really, really big in Alabama. They've cut several songs from Alabama on their records, and a lot of them went platinum and everything. So the people that I work with, I mean, they're not. They've been in the industry for a long time, you know, and they just they fell in love with me, which I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all. They're an older group of guys, and you know, I'm the baby of the group, but you know, it's fine. You know, I'd rather get that skill and get that knowledge and get in the industry from people that have been involved with it for so many years and you know, have success within it. To be there as mentors to help me, you know, in creating music. Nashville, going there to create music is a totally different experience than anywhere that I've ever created or gone to like a studio to record. It's a number system track that they do, and it's so smooth, and Philip and Mark, just great guys, and they know what they're doing as far as the sound part. So I think it turned out great.
Yeah, no, I really like the song. You know what I mean? I can't say, and I'm not going to front. I'm not the one to front. I don't go and turn on the radio and turn the country music station. I don't. You know what I mean? I'm quickly 100. But it's something about your music, though, that's, you know what I mean, is pleasing, is welcoming. You know what I mean? It doesn't sound like the typical country music that I wasn't really attracted to in the past. You know what I mean? Saying this.
Yeah,
Your
I would say that. Somebody asked me too, like, you know, you do country music, but country's so broad now. You know, there's so many different aspects of being brought into the country genre that it's full of all different things. What are you? Are you pop country? Are you, you know, old country? I mean, for me, I love country music because it tells a story. Plain and simple. Every country song that I've ever heard tells a story. So if stories are told to be country music, then that's what country music is. Do I wear cowboy boots and a cowboy hat? Yeah, most of the time I do. When it comes to performing and stuff, would I wear that in a normal life? Yes, absolutely I would. You know, I ride horses and everything. Do I sound like a country boy? If I wanted to, I guess I could add some slang to my voice, but I just try to be who I am, and and I love country because there's a story, and every turn, every curve, everywhere you look in a country setting, there's a story to be told. Whether it's the old picnic table sitting over there in the tree, or the tire swing, or the horses out there in the pasture, or the fence that sweated and put up and took you 3 weeks, and whatever it could be, there's a story to be told. And I feel like that's really what country is all about, is being somewhere where anytime you look and see somebody or anything, there's a story. And I think it's an exciting genre to be involved with. It's not much different than I'm not knocking rap or hip hop, because I appreciate all music, but it's something that's not like a repeating factor, or something that just has to be repetitious, because the beat, the beat is amazing. It's like when I hear that music, it's the beat that gets me involved with the music. It's why I'm more, it's that and that type of style of music and stuff. But country love because it tells a story. So if I can tell a story within my music, then you can label this country. That's fine with me. If it has to be in that category, But but this song is this one actually got released 2019. I think it was right at the end of 2019. And then I released Magnetic, which my mom, she loves Magnetic. It's her favorite song out of my songs last year. So I've come out slow on releases. It's not that I'm not out, doing music. It's just that I haven't really had time to really sit back and say, hey, look, this is going to be my next song. Then we're doing an album. This is going to be my next song. I've been more focused. When's my next show? When am I going to go out and perform for people? It's not really about creating new music. It's just about getting out on stage and making money. It's what I do for money. So now, since COVID's come and I've had more time, it's just like, now it's time. Now it's time for me to get back into the creative mindset, get back in the studio and start some more songs out. So that's normally what I've been doing lately on my downtime of not having shows. But now shows are coming back. It's such a good feeling. It's such a good thing. This song right here is called Getting Over You. Sometimes getting over somebody, for me, getting over somebody was harder than being with them. I don't know if it's like that for some people, but I could be with somebody for a long time. But the hardest part of the whole situation, the whole relationship, was just getting over it. So I wrote a song about it. Not in particular to my situation, but it just made sense in the storyline. It's called Getting Over You. Well, I walked into that bar around 1 a.m. just a drink to get over you and him. That bartender said, boy, don't be sad tonight. You're more of a man than I'll ever know. Everything will be alright. So pour me another one, making it double one, 'cause I'm getting over you. This ain't fun, you're the only one. Kiss me like you did. Now this other guy that is in your life, no, I don't know what to do. Wish you the best, wait for who's next. 'Cause baby, I'm getting over you. That jukebox keeps on playing all our favorite songs, like the ones we would dance to, yeah, all night. And I can remember us holding each other out on that dance floor. 'Cause your heart didn't need me, so you wanted something more. So pour me another one, make it double one, 'cause I'm getting over you. And though this ain't fun, you're the only one. Kiss me like you do. Now this other guy that is in your life, no, I don't know what to do. Wish you the best, wait for who's next. Baby, I'm getting over you. Getting over you. I know it may take some time, but tonight I'll be just fine. I'll take this shot to clear my mind. So pour me another one, make it a double, 'cause I'm getting over you. And no, this ain't fun, you're the only one. Kiss me like you do, pour me another one, make it a double one, 'cause I'm getting over you. And no, this ain't fun, you're the only one. Kiss me like you do. That other guy that is in your life, no, I don't know what to do. Wish you the best, and wait for who's next. 'Cause baby, I'm getting over you. Getting over you. getting over you. I'm getting over you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
You.
And that is famous country music singer Robert Cellucci. Don't forget that name. He on his way.
What was it?
Over.
Celeste?
Music.
You said Celeste?
Cellucci?
Oh, Cellucci. That's it.
Cellucci.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate you having me on here too.
One of his new songs, Getting Over You. You know what I'm saying? Great performance, man. Really appreciate you, man. Really appreciate your story, the performance, your
I appreciate you having me too.
And all your transparency, man. You know what I mean? I know it's not easy to talk about, you know, people that you love that's not here no more. But man, you do you're so open about everything, and I just really appreciate you, you know what I mean, just keeping it you know, honest on this platform too, to be able to talk about your legacy. And I just want to wish you the best, and you know what I mean, I just want you to know that you have my support right here at I Said It Management all day, brother. You know what I mean? And I look forward to, you know what I mean, hearing your music come out. And I want you to know that you always welcome back. Anytime you have a new project, I want you to hit me if you remember. And you know what I mean, we can go live and we can talk about, you know what I mean, remind the people, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me too. I really appreciate that. Give my Ron, to let Ron know that, you know, I appreciate all he does too. You know, I still have not even met Ron. You know, it's been 2 years now, 2.5 years. You know, that we've just been we've had a phone relationship, and you know, he's brought people into my life, and I guess I brought people into his, but we've not seen each other face to face. So that's like a reunion in itself. You know, to you know, just to find Ron. I meet with him and just, you know, thank him for all that he's done. But I appreciate you, everything that you do. I also wish you, you know, all the success and enjoy that you get from doing what you're doing with artists and people that are just trying to, you know, do something good in the community. I appreciate that, and you having me as well. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir, man. Absolutely, man. Much love to you, brother. And you know, keep making good music. You know, like I say, I like your music. You know what I mean? You can definitely say that your song gonna be the first country music song added to my playlist. I can promise you that.
Yes. Love it, love it, love it.
I said it.
Well, thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, I do a lot of music in the pipeline to come out. Like I said, I would have a lot more music, but for me, it was all about just getting out there and getting out in public and performing, and just it wasn't really about the creative state, because I can cover pretty much every song you've heard on country radio. We cover them all, and we do everything, and even the alternative side, we go out and do a show, we perform, and that's just what I love to do. But coming out and performing your own songs on a stage where people really appreciate the music. You know, I'm hopefully getting to a stage where when I come out to perform, all it is my music, you know, and if I can do that and have, you know, 2-3 hours or 4 hours of nothing but Robert Cellucci music, then I'll be very pleased that I don't have to sing anybody else's songs, or they're all mine. And it's going to get there. It's going to take a little time and effort, but I'm just enjoying life and enjoying all the ships that I'm able to create along the way, you know, so. Including this one, and definitely, I would definitely come back. You know, if we get a new single out or something, and you know, just want to share it with you and everybody that's here, and community people that are around what we're doing here. Then yeah, I'll definitely come back. I appreciate the invite.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. And like I say, I want you to know that you're welcome, and also to stay around as I close out the show. What I do is, you know, I show a couple of videos, because I have people that send me shout out videos, you know what I mean, of the show, you know,
Nice.
drops and stuff. And so I'll make sure that I always show drops on all of my celebrity interviews. I try to, you know, depending on the time. So today, you know, I want you to stay around, just, you know, as we close out the show, and I'm definitely gonna close out the show with a couple of your videos too that I didn't play.
Okay, cool, nice.
So yeah.
Hopefully, I look crazy, man. Or it sounds horrible.
Nah, man.
We love
Hey,
those.
and let it be known, man. I really enjoyed this interview today with you, man. It was really great to hear, me learn more about you and your late father, who was really talented as well.
Thank you. All right, guys.
Okay. Last comment. Sci-Fi Stimmy says, "Thanks for sharing."
Thanks, Sapphire, Steamy, for here and being supportive. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And guys, like I said before, if you guys want to know information about me or merchandise or anything like that, or anything, just go to robertsocialmusic.com. You'll find out everything you need to know there. And again, it was great being here with you guys, and hopefully you guys are safe. Families are safe, and take care of yourselves out there. If we stick together, we'll be able to get through this whole thing. So that's all I have to say.
That's right, absolutely. And I want you to also know that Urban Grind TV has helped us to air this tonight. Robert, did you know that Urban Grind TV is actually based out of Chicago? They have won what I think was 19. They're a 19-time award-winning TV program. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow. I did not know that. Thank you so much for the sponsor on that. That's amazing. Thank you.
Years. Yeah, man, 20 years, man, and they're through their platform, they actually reached 250 million people throughout the United States.
Wow.
Urban Grand TV. So, I'm always grateful to have any of their support, you know what I'm saying, as well.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, really.
I'll definitely shout out to you guys for everything. There's Mad Music Tour.
That's right, man. Music Tour, man. Music.
Ron had some stuff he was going to do with some college. He had like the college tour going around with the Mad thing for colleges. I mean, I was trying to get on that, and it sounded all good, but then the COVID it's limited so many different things of what we do as musicians and in our field of expertise. It's really hit hard, for us. So I think we're going to bounce back. I think I think we're going to bounce back, and it's just like a learning step. Don't take life for granted and live each and every day to the fullest of your ability, and just be the best you can be. You never know what's to come, but just keep forward. That's all we can do. But that Mad thing's that's a good thing, which I stood behind that with Ron from the get-go. So
yeah, absolutely. And the new movie that he has coming out is Music Saved My Life, which I'm glad to be a part of the cast as well as yourself and other great talented people, man. So I can't wait to so I'm glad that we will meet one day. You know what I'm saying?
One day.
Making this great movie together.
It'll happen.
Making history. It'll happen. That's gonna be pretty dope. So also I want to shout out Mimi Mala. She's actually down there in Florida. If you all have any type of accident, if you're in a car accident, anything like that, she can help. So you definitely want to dial 407-267-7378 and
make sure you dial this number before you dial 911. Just kidding. Dial 911 first, and then call Mimi here. Yeah, right. Do that.
Yeah, in that order, like Robert said.
Yeah. That's good though.
Do that. Good. Always call 911 first. So definitely shout out my friend at lifeentertainment.com. Shout out to my friend Gina Hills. She does some really great interviews over there on her platform too on XOD. And earlier today she interviewed the famous H-Town. That a lot of us grew up on. I did a
show with him. I didn't do a show with him, but I was artist transport. When I lived in Florida, he performed at the Tampa Sundome. We were his artist transport. So I worked with a woman that any kind of celebrity act that was coming in to perform at the Sundome, she was the person in charge of transportation for the artists from their place of stay, which would be the hotel or condo or where they were staying, to the venue, to the Tampa Sundome. To stay there with them, to bring them back to an after party. She was a transport. So I met with her through solar sales. I was selling solar equipment. I met with her. I told her my thing with music, and she said, well, how would you like to be a driver? I never thought about that. I was like, okay, that's cool. Yeah, I'll be a driver. So I ended up driving for her, and H-Town was in the back seat of my Yukon. Guys, he's wild out. I mean, I'm not saying he's wild out, like not a good thing. He's just full of energy and full of life. Which I love that about some people. But I had a lot of fun the night we were driving for him and doing the thing with him at the Sundome. So that's cool. That's cool. It's a small world. It's a small world, man. Small world. Like I said, hip hop and R&B was not a style that I didn't look at as far as like being an artist. And I mean, I'm a vocalist. I can sing anything. But where my heart is and where I'm feeling is where I'm at. It was great. It was great to meet him and do that with her, because I mean, there's a lot of other people that I met, Bob Brown and what's the guy's name? North Carolina, come on, ease up, take your shirt off, twist it around your head. P. Pablo. There's a couple other people that I got to meet. Keith Sweat. Oh, I love Keith Sweat. He's a smooth talker. I used to always hear him on the radio with the Sweat radios that he has. But he talks like how he sings. Keith Sweat, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
How he is in person, off the stage or behind the microphone. Everything's the same. It's the same, and he's so smooth with the way he talks, and he was just a real cool guy. I had a lot of fun, that night that I spent with him and everything. So I mean, I've had my time around people of being in a celebrity situation, and one thing I can really vouch for, they're human. They're just like me and you, or me, or anybody really. A lot of the people that are in the celebrity situation, they're humble, and there's some that aren't. But you'll see the ones that aren't, they're really not in the scene no more. They've kind of just faded out. Well, what happened to them? Where are they at? But a lot of them, they're still in it. They've been in it for a long time. They're very humble people, and they don't really hold themselves at any more value than the other person, other than what their job is and what they do to make and what they love to do. That's what I've experienced. Somebody may say, well, we met so-and-so and they were so rude and disrespectful. What is that doing today? Are they still in the scene, or are they having a good success, or is it a bad success that they're having? And you'll kind of see those go hand in hand. Yeah, it was a lot of fun doing that. I just saw the H-Town thing and it was like, oh, wow, wait a minute. I've had him in my back seat. We talked before. So that's kind of cool.
No, that's a great memory, man. You know what I mean? Let's see if you know anybody else that I'm about to show. You never know. It's small world.
Probably Tampa Sundome, man. They get a lot of acts come through Tampa Sundome.
Right. Okay. So I want to also, shout out OG Cocaine, out of LA. You know what I mean? He has a new track that's been coming out too. You know what I'm saying? Don't make.
I've not met him.
You know what I'm talking about? So,
yeah.
OG Cocaine, he's actually the most collaborated artist in hip hop history.
Really?
Shout out to OG Cocaine. Yeah.
Write this down.
He has over 4,000 collaborations.
Wow, that is an achievement right there.
Absolutely. So,
well, he needs to hit me up. We can make it 4,001.
That's right. I connect y'all. Yeah. Make it happen. He needs some country music on his resume.
Yeah. Bobby Brown said the same thing, but Bobby hasn't hit me up yet.
Then also want to shout out this company right here is a boutique that's located in Stockton, California. So shout out to her. She shows me a lot of support on Instagram. So I definitely want to show some love back with her as well.
Nice.
So she has a boutique.
She's got country clothing? She got some country clothing up in there?
I don't know.
Think about doing a makeover.
Right. And then right here in Chicago, I want to shout out She Bananas, She Banana radio show. She has a kickback that she does weekly, and right now she has a little downtime because of something that occurred. But I want to send my prayers to her, and when she gets back on her feet and everything jumping, you definitely want to know she has my support, and she want to be coming to the show one day too, pretty soon. So look for
nice.
She Bananas, you know what I'm saying, better known as Shakita Banana.
Okay.
Yeah. So again, man, we were hearing live with Robert Cellucci, man. Very, very talented country music artist. He has a few songs that's out, Soldiers of the USA, along with Getting Over You. So you definitely want to check him out. He's signed recently to Pearl Street Records. And where are they located out of? Are they out of Florida?
They're based out of Florida, Jacksonville, Florida. but they have several locations, pretty much mainly on the East Coast. I think the farthest they go over is like near, like, I guess Atlanta would be Atlanta, right there on the side of Georgia, close to Tennessee. He used to be in Tennessee working and everything, but he left Tennessee. But pretty much everything's on the East Coast. He doesn't really have much on the West Coast, but their office is in Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay, absolutely. And before we get out of here, I have to always shout out Luxy Diamond Enterprises, better known as Phoenix Esquer. I do a lot of interviews with the help of her. She's the goddess of PR. So, you definitely want to support Luxy
Nice.
Enterprises. Peace, Queen. Appreciate you, Phoenix, for everything you do. So actually, Robert, my next interview is actually this Saturday. So if you have time, man, I welcome you to tune in. I'm gonna be with Mimi Acosta. I think you're a little familiar with her, correct?
Yeah. Wait, so you're usually with her at 7 p.m. or CST, 8 p.m. Yes, I'll actually be in a show. I have a show on Saturday, so I'll be performing during time. So can this be played back? Can you play those shows back?
Yeah, so this is the great thing. Even with your interview that we're doing right now, that we're live, this is gonna be on my YouTube tomorrow. For some reason, it takes like 24 hours, but then
Okay, cool, yeah.
So
I didn't want to miss that if I could help it. So yeah, I'd be actually performing during that time frame, so I wouldn't be able to see it, live, but I would love to come back and watch it.
Yeah, absolutely. And Mimi, she's been in the industry for over 30 years, and she's actually the CEO of MIA Entertainment Group, and we're gonna learn a little bit more about her and how she started off as a model and an actress too. And she played in Tyler Perry's Madea Goes to Jail also.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be fun talking about that. So now before we get out of here, I'm gonna play one of your videos real quick. Check this out.
This listen on heart and soul and my perfect looking star. Today we're sitting downtown, counting days, and riding on. I struck down, been knocked down, old town to knock down. That home now, sweet me a smile, see the sun sink down, goes down home. There's no doubt because you are not there. When I say that I'm perfect, goes through you know I'm not. But I love you, everything I do, give you my best time. The song spark inside me, the moon is fine. The morning eyes can't be after always on my mind.
What track was that? What song was that?
That's Jimmy Allen. So first time I ever heard that song, I was in the car and I was, just I can't remember what I was doing. I was heading home. I know that. As soon as I got home, I looked the song up and I started learning it. I had no idea that he was of color. When I heard the song and I hear it on the radio, I was like, "Who is this new country guy? He sounds crazy." And then when I looked him up, I was like, "Oh my gosh, he's half black." That surprised me. I was like, "Oh wow, this is amazing." So I instantly became not just because he's half black, but it's just his sound. Like I couldn't put a face to a sound, without that. I was shocked to see the face, with the sound. I mean, it sounded amazing, and that was a song right there. That's where Jimmy Allen became Jimmy Allen, was with that song. He's had a lot of success too. What I love about him is he's really like me in a people's person way. Right. Like he likes to go in public and just perform randomly in random places, and I love that. I love that because I'll do that too. Sometimes I'll just go out and play because I feel like playing, and I don't have to get paid for it. I don't have to do anything. Like some people that I know that struggle in life and they're living paycheck to paycheck and they're just hurt or whatever. I've done it several times. I'll just hit them up and be like, "Hey, what you doing today? I'm gonna come by." can come by and just kick it and chill out. And I'll bring my guitar, play some music and stuff, and just, chill at the house. And that for me, like I love doing things like that because it feels like that I don't forget about the people that have been there to help support me in times that I really needed it. To not do anything for them or give back and be there. So it's, I guess, just my mentality. But Jimmy Allen, I love his music too. He's got some good stuff. I cover a lot of his music. So yeah, hats off to him. So that video, my Franco was, you saw him. He got the hat on. Short story about Franco. He never played country music. He was a rocker, soul out rocker. I mean, he wear the Dinko jeans and with the big chains and everything, and the vest and the gloves and all that. He was total rocker. Then I made him buy his first pair of boots, and he got signed. He got signed to a country band. Franco, he's got a personality of a world-renowned musician. He belongs on stage and being in front of people performing, and that's what I loved about him so much. So that's Franco. The other two guys there, the drummer and the lead guitar player, skillfully and with their talents, they're good. It just wasn't a really good fit, as time went on.
Okay, no doubt.
I guess you'll find that with if you're in a band situation, it's not going to work.
Okay.
So yeah, let me stop talking. Let me get off of here. The interview's been great.
Man,
I know y'all got busy lives to get back to. I don't want to take up any more of your time.
Yeah, man, it's been an awesome interview, man. We learned so much about you tonight, man, and I know that my audience is anxious to look you up to learn further. Now, with that being said, I just want to play a couple of videos to close out the show, and I really do appreciate your time, and man, I'm really grateful to have the chance to have heard your legacy, bro. The piece of your legacy, because you far from done yet.
Thank you.
But I'm glad to have heard the first couple of chapters. So
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Said, yeah, definitely. You're welcome, man. I'm gonna share my first shout out. I don't know if you know who this gentleman is. I'm gonna ask you afterwards.
I support I said it, the boy. I support I said it, the boy. I support it. I said the boy. I support it.
I don't know who that is. Don't tell me that's wrong. That's not wrong, right? Okay. All right. Thank you. I didn't think that was wrong. Yeah, who is that?
You close. It starts with the R. His name is Roy Ayers. Roy Ayers.
Why does that sound familiar?
You ever heard the song "Everyone Loves the Sunshine"? Everyone loves
I don't know. Is that who sings that song?
He made that song in 1963.
Yeah, well, I'm 33 years old, so I don't know if I dated back that long.
Well, Mary.
I mean, I may have heard. I don't know. I can't bring it to thought, but that's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, man, but he's a super legend, like a super legend, like icon.
He looks fun. He looks like he's got some stories to tell. That's for sure.
Hey, man, this man has like 91 albums. You hear me?
Yeah. Roy Ayers.
Roy Ayers. He's worth looking up. Trust me. So, salute to Roy Ayers, and thank you so much for that that shout out, brother. I appreciate you. My next,
yeah. Yo, it's the originator Jazzo. Y'all make this real quick, man. Shout out to Isaidit Management, doing it big.
Appreciate you. Definitely want to appreciate the originator, Jazzo, man. If you don't know who Jazzo is, he put Jay-Z in his first video. He took Jay-Z out the country for the first time. He brought Jay-Z to the world. Like no one knew really who Jay-Z was until Jazzo introduced him. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I've seen some of his stuff on Instagram. Jay-Z, he's got some stuff on Instagram, and I guess Instagram's become a big thing now for a lot of people. Instagram's pretty big, but yeah, I'll look up Jazzo. That was nice of him to do that.
Yeah, really, really nice, man. This is Sapphire Steamy. That's right in Toronto, Canada. Who we've been talking.
Sapphire Steamy, the sixth queen from Toronto, and I'm representing for King Leo and I Said It Management. You heard me. I said it. King Leo. Big up your blood clot self. Sixth queen from Toronto. Mwah.
Yes. Hey, nice to put a face to everything. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, it's always nice to, once you see the voice and all that, it's nice.
Yeah.
Appreciate you sometimes. Much love, Queen.
Sound like there's Jamaican in there.
Hey, man.
Jamaican.
Yeah, she's originally from like Nigeria, stuff like that.
Yeah, I used to work with a Jamaican. Something about the Saturdays and Sundays. There's no work on. Was it no work on Saturday? Something. I don't know. But I love the food. That's what I was getting at. The food is amazing. It's amazing. The curry, I would eat it every single day if I could have it every single day. The real stuff. It's really good. I love it. Okay,
I know
continue.
She like West Indian too, or something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm reaching. All right, so now with this next song.
Hey man, what's happening? It's your boy Skrilla, man. Shout out to I Said It, the celebrity interviewer. You dig what I'm talking about, man. Sponsored by the famous Chicago Bridge magazine. Get in tune with it. You dig?
Yeah, appreciate you. That's International Skrilla, man. You know what I mean? He's a really talented artist, CEO, and he doing a lot of big things as well. And he's out there in the Dominican Republic.
Nice.
But originally from Chicago.
Nice.
Yo, what's good? This your boy Who Knows. Letting you know this Wednesday, December 16th, tune in. I'll be with the celebrity interviewer I Said It the Poet for the I Said It show, sponsored by the famous Chicago Bridge magazine. Yo, 2020 been a hectic year for everybody. I've been blessed to still reach a few accomplishments, get a little bit of acknowledgement, and we're going into 2021 hungry and heavy. And we're going to discuss all that Wednesday, December 16th on the I Said It show. HFE, baby, who working like us.
Definitely appreciate brother Who Knows, man. Good friend, man. He does great things. Engineer, he does a lot of great stuff, And actually, that something I want to highlight about him. He distributed over 500,000 singles out of his trunk independently. You know what I'm saying, with his music, man. So shout out to him, man. He's been working. You know what I'm saying? He's been doing it and making it happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So also,
that's what you gotta do. That's what you gotta do sometimes. I mean, I got CDs and stuff too, but it's nowadays it's where you want to implement is this the internet. The internet. If you could tap into the sales cycle with this, that's where it's at. I mean, I heard there's people from Amazon that don't even have never seen a product they're selling on Amazon, but they're making millions, for Amazon just by having that funnel that everybody's buying through. It's crazy. It's a crazy thing, but internet's where I'm lacking and where I have to get more involved in, which I know, and I'm taking steps to do so.
Right, absolutely. My next would be from.
Hey, yo, what up? This is Dead Wilder, music exec, music manager, entrepreneur. Shout out to the celebrity interviewer. I Said It the show, sponsored by the famous Chicago Bridge magazine. All right, prosper.
So if you ever down in Atlanta, make sure you go by Supreme Burger because he's the co-owner, and tell him I said it since you.
Supreme Burger. In Atlanta. One of my sisters stays in Atlanta, so I'll definitely be by there.
That's right, Supreme Burger. You know what I'm saying? Maybe get some extra cheese. You know what I'm saying? Tell them I said it. Cheese on it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Cheese, man.
What's happening? This your boy Cam Jones, man. Shout out to the celebrity interviewer I Said It show, sponsored by the world famous Chicago Bridge magazine. Y'all tap in. Dope content, dope interviews, and you might even see me on that song.
Yeah, man, and he was definitely on here, and he makes some great music too, and he has a legendary mother and family.
What's his name?
The Jones. His name is Cam Jones, and he makes music with his cousin named Phelps Jones. And they're really, really talented, man. I'm trying to tell you. They're
Nice.
down to 18 too, and their mother is his mother is Shirley Jones, and she's a famous singer from the Jones Girls. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
Yeah, the Jones Girls. Yeah, very famous group from back in the day. So appreciate
So
you,
he
man.
was brought up in the music scene. He's brought up in the music scene.
Yeah, yeah. It is in his DNA.
What up, it's your boy Dave Tolliver from the legendary Minute Large, and right now you're checking out the Celebrity Interviewer I Said It, the show, baby. Yeah, it's all being brought to you by Chicago Bridge Magazine. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Appreciate Dave Tolliver, man. Like you said, he's from legendary Men at Large. I actually bought his tape when I was like in 5th grade. So it's kind of wild, you know, that
Yeah.
for years passed and now I had an opportunity to interview him. You know, that's a great thing, man. I'm very grateful. So shout out to Dave Tolliver. And then let me see.
Hey love, it's Shy Love giving a Shy Love salute to the celebrity interviewer I said at the show, sponsored by the famous Chicago Bridge Magazine. Keep doing y'all thing. It's all love and Shy Love. Hugs.
Yeah, and that's a good friend of mine, and she makes a difference in the community, man. She has a company called Shy Love, and you know, she does different things with resources to where it give out clothes, providing clothes and things, food and things like that.
That's a good
Pantry.
thing. It's a good thing.
That's for so that's what she does. So
Shallow.
and she has a
Yeah, I
radio
like that.
show, Shy Love Radio. So shout out to Melanie, appreciate it, yeah, man. And last but not least, this is actually just a snippet of an interview. And he says my name so many times, I'm like, this is a shout out. So I'm going to play it.
Tony, Joe Torre, Melissa Clark, and of course my friend T.L. Williams. That's a winning combination right there. So we're just here to enjoy some great music and hang out with my man, I Said It, the poet.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
And for those who like to listen to you on the radio and continue to support you, what are the times that you're on the radio?
Well, we do the afternoon show from 2 to 7, and of course we do the Back in the Day show Saturday nights, which all the music of the 70s, 80s, and 90s. And the main thing is we have great listeners that listen, call us, and we have a lot of fun on the air. I mean, it's not anything hard. It's just it's very easy. Just show up and be able to do this in my hometown. So thank you all for listening, and thanks for listening to this guy. I Said It, the poet.
What was the inspiration behind you choosing radio opposed to TV? Yep, that was the famous Joe Soto, and he's been on the radio for like 35 years, bro.
Yeah. He seems like this is like you just show up and you do it. I mean, he's right. For people that have been in any kind of line of work for the longest time, it's all about showing up and do what you do. But yeah, that's cool. That's really awesome, man. I'm proud of your accomplishments, man. You've met some really, really renowned people. You built a network of people around you that support you and love what you do. So it's good.
Man, I'm very grateful, man. I'm grateful, and it's just you nailed it earlier when you just said about being humble to people. When you become successful and continue to have achievements and praise and all this stuff, it's about being humble and remaining humble so that can continue. You know what I'm saying? And so so that people like you can say them kind words, you know what I mean, to me. Because I tried my best to just remain in the moment and just appreciate the next person as much as I appreciate the last
one. Right.
So
I appreciate you, man.
So man, salute to you, big bro.
All right, so do I do my shout out now or do I do it later?
Hey, however you want to do it, you know what I'm saying? I have the ability to.
No, I'll do it later. I just throw that in there just I don't know. Actually, man, it's 10 o'clock, man. I want to stay on here. I wish I could just stay on here all night long, but for real, I got to get going, man. I got to get going. I had to rush home just to come do the interview, to come do the process, but I got to go. I got things I got to do.
Right.
It's been fun hanging out with you, though, man, for real. And we'll definitely link up in the future. I know we will. New stuff that got come out and stuff like that. Yeah, definitely. I'd love to come back anytime.
Yes, sir. And like I say, man, in closing, very proud of you, man. Just keep your great spirit that you have. You know what I mean? You show great perseverance over the years, and you know you continue to get stronger. You have great music. I don't know what the process that you do, that how you make your music, but you're doing whatever you're doing is working. So just keep it up.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
say you know, I'm proud of you, man, and I'm definitely proud to say it. And hey,
Thank
and I
you.
look
Thank you.
forward to hearing you on the radio and having you on this platform again in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, y'all. We'll see you guys next time.
Pounds, brother, pounds, pounds.
Sounds good.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
man. Thank you so much. We'll see you around.
Yes, sir. Be safe out there.
You too, man. You too.
See you. Again, thank you all for watching. Everyone that stayed around with us tonight. You know what I mean? It was a long interview, but it was another great interview. I'm very grateful. And again, peace to Robert Cellucci, you know, music. He has a lot of great music out. You know, definitely look him up. You can follow some of the links that's in the description box. And until next time, this Saturday, actually, to be exact, that'll be next time. And we're going to be here live with our friend Mimi Acosta, and she is the CEO and founder of MIA Entertainment Group. She's an actress, and she started off as a model, and we're going to talk about her role in Medea Goes to Jail, Tyler Perry's film. All right. So again, make sure y'all pick up Robert Cellucci's gear. You know what I'm saying, right here. Remember, go to robertcellucci.com. Yes, sir. Okay, again, thanks for everyone that who stayed around with us all night. Appreciate you, and I'll see you this Saturday with the next celebrity interview. Peace out. I said it.